Greetings and salutations, fine people. I'm Patti Alvarez. Welcome to The Good Soul, a show where we'll have supercharged chats with everyday humans from all walks of life and unpack what in their story will inspire us all. We'll extract the untapped wisdom, distill it, and serve it up to you in all the right ways that will engage, enlighten, and most of all, inspire growth within your soul. I think people are awesome. So join me on this journey through the hearts and minds of ordinary people to uncover the good soul within you. This is The Good Soul. Hello, friends and loved ones. Welcome to The Good Soul, episode 58. I'm Patti Alvarez, and I'm joined by my amazing husband, Manny. And today we're diving into our Bathroom Library's VIP, The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. So this gem serves up 365 Stoic meditations, one per day, to tackle life's chaos with grit, grace, and ancient wisdom. Stoicism, like Buddhism, is a philosophy for all belief systems, guiding us to master our minds, embrace reality, and live with virtue. So whether you're spiritual, skeptical, or somewhere in between, this will work for you. At its heart, Marcus Aurelius was the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher whose journal, Meditations, inspires the Daily Stoic, made popular by Joe Rogan, showing us how to stay calm, kind, even when ruling an empire. So find a good spot and let's highlight and unpack 8 epic passages that make our mornings soulfully stoic in the Alvarez residence.
Hello.
Hi, baby. Now you can say hello. How's my handsome?
I'm hanging in there, sweet thing. How are
today?
you?
Good.
I'm trying to do it.
I'm happy. I love having you sit across from me.
And, might as well make the audience well known again. I don't know what we go over, so this is all fresh.
Well, you knew this a little because I told you
to
just
grab
now. On the way out the door.
Well, at the door.
Like, grab a book.
Man, all right.
Yeah. So in our
fresh.
Yeah, in our bathroom we have a water closet. And
the water closet.
You didn't know what the water closet was. You call yourself a builder?
I call myself a builder.
Where's the book? I'm like, in the water closet. He goes, what's a water closet?
Master bath?
It's where you go to the bathroom every morning, noon, and night. Anyway. So there's 365 passages in the book, and I took away I would say the 8 most powerful passages, and we're going to go over them.
Most 8. I didn't get to choose 8.
No,
mine.
Okay, yeah, mine. So 365 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living, the Daily Stoic, written by Ryan Holiday. So Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, and he lived during 121 to 180 AD. He was a philosopher, as I said,
Smart
an author.
Man.
Yeah, he was born in Rome, and he became he came from a prominent family and became emperor in 161 AD after the death of his adopted father, Antonius Plus. And I'm sure I said that wrong, so my apologies to you scholars out there. So he was most known for his book, which wasn't originally a book, it was published after his death, his philosophical works called Meditations, which as of, I would say, I'm going to guess within the past 3 or so years, Joe Rogan repeatedly mentions this book on his podcast. And
that's good recognition right there.
Yeah, I would.
Millions of people, man.
Who's more popular, Joe Rogan or Marcus Aurelius? But the cool thing is, we do have the book Meditations at our house, and this is what I do like about people like Ryan Holiday, that this book translates things like meditation. So if you have difficulty reading, a lot of times when you're reading, if it's
it breaks it down a little better. Because I
plain English.
I read it sometimes in a water closet.
Yeah.
Water closet.
Oh, you got it right. I'm proud of you. That's good. That's good. All right, so baby, let's start. So segment 1, we're going to talk about mastering your mind. The basic overall theme for segment 1 is the power of perception and self-discipline in shaping a good life. So, takeaway 1. This actually was the passage from January 1st. Control your perceptions. And I feel like this is kind of a reoccurring theme on our show. And also in my blog, which I write daily for our membership, which if you're interested in, text me and I will put you on our mailing list for the blog.
Right on.
But it's always about perception and self-empowerment and not blaming outside elements to
outside entities.
Yes. Outside elements, outside entities, or people, or anything to say, well, you made me this, or you make me that, or, you have to really control not only your reactions, but in this case, control your perceptions. So you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. And that is a direct quote from Marcus Aurelius. This passage emphasizes that our reactions are not external circumstances defined by our peace. By choosing how we perceive challenges, we gain control over our happiness. The idea that events are neutral and our judgments assign them a meaning is a call to reframe setbacks as opportunities for growth. In other words, take nothing personally. That when events are neutral, even if somebody calls you a name or does you dirty, right? That no matter what,
it might be their perception on something.
Not only their
yours
perception,
is probably a little different, but that's okay.
Yeah, and it's usually not a reflection of you, or it could be a reflection of your feelings for you, which is a whole nother topic. It's, as they say, people's opinions of us are none of our business. But that we shouldn't take it so personally.
Opinions of us is nobody's business. I like that. It is.
Yeah, people's opinions of us is none of our business.
Whatever.
What impact at the end of the day?
Exactly. Think about me what you will. Hey, throw me the ball.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Go on, man. Keep on leaving.
And and it's not to say that you have to create this adversarial relationship with people that that everyone's the enemy, and it uplifts people too. So in other words, if somebody's going to be a bonehead to you, talk bad about you, treat you poorly, if you have the ability to empower yourself and not like clap back and just stay stoic and strong and walk away and allow that person to kind of marinate a little bit, you're not only helping yourself by keeping calm, healthy, and happy,
probably
but you're
makes them
helping
think
the other
twice.
person.
Yeah, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that like that.
Yeah, and it's like the butterfly effect.
But again, you can say, oh, the hell with him, I meant it.
Well, this is why wars happen, because people don't take the time to just stop and... Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to go there. That gets heavy.
I know. Well, we could go on for days about that. February 12th, the discipline of desire. My father used to say, you are the product of your desires. That was his biggest line. There's only one thing which we should be ambitious about, to live a good life. Seneca said that. This passage urges us to focus on desire, on what we can control, our character and our actions, rather than fleeting externals like wealth or fame. The Stoic reminder that chasing external validation is a trap. True ambition is internal and rooted in virtue. So I can think of a time like I look at funk, which was probably one of my biggest heartbreaks and upsets.
Oh, yeah. You mean at the end, not in the beginning? It was
No.
It was the light of your eye.
Yeah, it was definitely. It defined who I was. But
hey,
around that time when I used to have to spend a lot of time being coached, basically, and I guess kind of talked off the ledge by my dad and my sister Kelly, one of the lines that stood out the most, two lines. First was my dad, you're a product of your desires. So in other words, if we saw the business was suffering, a lot of it had to do with what I really wanted. And I think he knew that line that he said was rooted in a deeper wisdom, and he knew that about me. And I think that's really, I'm having this kind of epiphany.
Your father was
right
like
now.
A Marcus Aurelius thing. I know.
My father was a
man.
Marcus Aurelius. Well, my sister and I always talk about it. Kelly and I, we definitely would like to write a book like What Would Papa Do? Like, a lot of people say, what would Jesus do? We always say, what would Papa do? Because he really was a man of strong virtue and character.
And did very well in his life.
He did. If anybody ever compliments me, I always say I had really great parents. So,
Big
but
Dan.
Listen, on that note, Big Dan, it's time to wrap up segment one, my love. So, guys, time flies when you're having fun. Don't go away. In the next segment, we will be talking about finding strength and growth in life's inevitable challenges. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. This segment of The Good Soul is brought to you by Aaron Fisnick, certified luxury home specialist with Ivester Jackson Christie's International Real Estate. Aaron serves all levels of the greater Lake Norman region real estate market, and whether buying or selling, she is very much the lady who will deliver like no other. Many of us at Good Soul are also really happy clients. Aaron can be reached at 704-728-5657 or reach out to me and I'll get you guys connected. Thank you, Aaron Fisnick, and thank you guys for tuning in and supporting The Good Soul. Welcome back, everybody, to The Good Soul. We are Patti and Manny Alvarez, and we are so happy to be here today talking to you about something that plays a really important role in my life, I have to say.
Oh, your life, definitely.
Yeah, it's
definitely.
The Daily Stoic.
No, mine too, but yours, definitely.
Well, I'm a really good dog, and I'm great at being kind of a robot, and I love checking my boxes. And part of my routine in the morning is the Daily Stoic. So I read the Daily Stoic in the morning. And I read the my gratitude journal in the morning. I actually read the Daily Stoic sometimes in the morning, but also before bed. That and Golden Present. Yeah. Either way,
right on. There you go.
And I'm reading them every day, and I'm highly influenced by these very profound and powerful statements, quotes, and inspirational musings by the one and only Marcus Aurelius.
I even like saying the name. Pretty cool.
Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, Marcus is a great name. So we're finding, the theme for the second segment is finding strength and growth in life's inevitable challenges. So, wow, can't you speak to challenges? That's for sure.
Yeah.
March 10th talks to the obstacle is in the way. The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius says that. This passage teaches that obstacles aren't roadblocks, but opportunities to practice resilience and creativity. So the mindset shift from why me to what can I learn? It's about turning adversity into a teacher. Tell me how, and no negative, how has your MS helped you, opened your eyes, and made your life better?
Only kidding. There's a lot of stuff that makes it worse.
Tell me the advantage.
The good stuff. Stuff. My heart getting bigger. My heart getting stronger. The love around me, I finally opened my eyes to more. The way I deal with challenges too, because I do deal with a lot of challenges. So I know I'm doing pretty good. So I try to stay calm, and I'm learning along the way. So it gives me awareness, like a lot of things. Just to
you're present.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah,
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
being the presence. It's taking care of the challenges that are on your way.
Yeah,
and then when you do, it makes you stronger.
Yes.
And I got this far from doing that.
Yeah.
Man, remember, I was 2.5 years in bed. My girls will tell you.
I always
it was bad. Putting on my socks with these stupid things, and I still do when it's bad. I'm sorry, Patti. Go ahead.
I like to say that when you feel weak and you're having a moment, whether you're not feeling well or you stumble and fall or something happens where you feel as though you fell short, I always say that you, to me, are the strongest man I know.
No, you do say that a lot. That's pretty nice.
It's true.
Uplifts me a little bit. It gives me more. Gives me more strength too.
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve. I think it's really important that you recognize that. I think that overall, it's the most basic and fundamental and unavoidable part of the human condition is having to deal with some sort of challenge, some sort of setback. And again, this kind of twirls on back to what we said in the beginning about our perceptions, how we respond to these situations is really what is going to separate the boys from the men and allow you to live a fulfilling life and a happy life, or you just kind of fade away, which is something that is not happening.
It's your choice.
It is.
You make the decision on what your life wants to be.
Yeah. And I think somehow if you make this you have, whether it's a mantra or a prayer or you have a journal filled with goals, if you have sort of like a bullseye, like you have something that and I'm not necessarily talking about material things, or if you're single, I can't wait till I have a partner, but if you have this overall kind of focus for your life, my focus
goal.
Yeah, I would say that. Like my overall theme and my message in my mind is that I want to serve as God's instrument, and that I want to leave the people around me and the world around me a better place than when I got there. But at the same time, I do want to be happy and fulfilled. and I want to be able to live as my highest self.
And that's what it's making me do too. Open my eyes was like, what do I have? What I have too. That's big. That's big.
Well, gratitude is a whole nother.
Yeah, but that's big though. That's another thing to open my eyes more to.
Yeah,
Just
that's great.
Open your eyes in the morning. Like I said, open that. Every day I tell you, I open that shade, and I look out in the backyard. It's a beautiful picture.
Yeah,
I'm in heaven.
Yeah, but I think in a strange way too, even before we had that beautiful view from the behind that you find gratitude in a tuna fish sandwich. You find joy in like
the littlest stuff.
Yeah, you don't need.
That's that probably is the biggest.
It's very true. I mean, for those of you, we built a really cool house, and I always say you would be just as happy in the house we were in.
I told you. It's up to you. You're just.
Yeah, I'm the one.
You're the one that wanted. I was like, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I'm alone.
Yeah, well, you're a perfect partner and life companion,
right back at
and
you, girl.
you make
know that.
everything about it so much more enjoyable.
Right back
and I
at
love you so much.
Without you saying it.
Okay.
All right.
July 19th, amor fati.
Amor, love, but fati is. I know it's Latin, but what?
Love your fate.
There you go.
Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will, and your life will flow well.
Just accept it.
So More Fatty is about embracing every moment, good or bad, as necessary and beautiful, very much tethered
Accept
to
it all.
Accept it all.
Right on.
What is the option? A straitjacket?
I mean, not that every day, I'm going to accept it. Everybody's going to get mad. Everybody's going to get pissed off. But it's the way you handle it and accept it all. Yeah, I know.
Well, and not to let your anger not only encapsulate you, but prevent you. Well, this is kind of the same. Not to let your anger and frustration not only prevent you from moving forward,
blur your vision of that goal you were talking about
exactly.
before.
It's like energy vampire. You're gonna spend your time, whether it's gossiping. I always reference the person who's driving too slow in front of you. If you're gonna waste your bandwidth on that stuff, it's gonna get in the way of my ability to focus on starting the Good Soul Foundation, or writing the Good Soul Diaries, right? Writing the Good Soul book, writing my version of the Daily Stoic, hopefully be on bookshelves in about a year or so.
Right on. There you go, girl. Promotion.
Anyway, but I'm saying if I'm worried about gossiping about somebody who's annoying me or judging somebody that I have no idea, or anything like that.
Waste of air.
Yeah. So, but this is getting back to love your fate. So, radical acceptance of life's ups and downs as part of a meaningful whole. It's a call to love reality, not to fight it. So thinking of, like, when I think about one of my biggest upsets is the loss of my mom and dad. That I always say, this is always my joke when I see some like grumpy old goat walking through, the restaurant or whatever, or through Whole Foods, with a look on their face. I always say, like, why is that person here, and why are my mom and dad up in heaven and not here with us? And it makes me very sad. But what I have to do, and what I've been doing, and what I continue to do, and I know that my sisters and my nieces and nephews and my daughter is doing the same, is we're going to do everything we can to live in their honor. And all of the decisions that I make, I really hope and pray that those are decisions that I truly believe my parents would have wanted for me. And that's how I'm going to turn the loss of them into something good, by using them to encourage and inspire me to just be a better person.
Motivated.
Well, and also that I'm like, I know they're watching. Like, every once in a while, like, I'll think to myself, like if we're making out, wink, wink, or something like that. I'm like, I hope they're not watching right now. Like.
Hey, Dan, what's up, buddy?
Yeah,
bud.
Oh my God. There's a line in the movie. She's having a baby with Elizabeth McGovern and Kevin Bacon, but I'm not going to say it. But Stacy, I know you know the line I'm talking about. Anyway. Let's think about, like, your car accident.
No, I don't like thinking about it.
Is there anything, but you have no choice, honey.
I know, but I don't have to think about it.
Is there anything about it that you can say you're glad it happened? Anything?
No.
No. Okay.
No, that car was that was tragic. That was hell.
It shouldn't have happened.
No.
Yeah.
No,
okay,
that
I'll accept
happen.
that.
That was hell, flying in and out of shock. I mean, they couldn't even take me to one hospital because I had to go to a trauma center.
Yeah.
That was bad.
No, we have moments like that. Like if, the loss of a child or, like if a suicide or an overdose, I always say, like, there's sometimes when you do have to say it shouldn't have happened. It's not right.
The only thing was the helicopter. I got a helicopter ride to, where was it, Newark?
I don't know.
Yeah, Newark, the trauma center. I had to go.
I was in 6th grade.
They put me in the trauma center. I was going out of the shower. I sounded like MASH. It was, I wake up. Man, you got to stay up.
I was in 6th grade at the time.
Oh,
I don't know if I was really in 6th grade, but something like that. Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, right. You already said it.
Well, again, I just think that fate is a beautiful word, and I think that it's, I think we definitely have a vote in our fate, but I do think a lot of it, we kind of leave in the hands of God, and with the proper navigation and the proper mindset, great things can happen in your life. So moving on.
There we go.
In segment 3 coming up, we're going to be talking about cultivating character through our daily actions and relationships. So guys, we're so happy to have you here. Get excited. Don't go away because we'll be back in a few here on The Good Soul. Want a little bit more rainbows and unicorns in your life? Start your day with Good Soul Daily. Every morning, you'll find me in your inbox where I share a quick story, lesson, or quote to spark joy and inspiration. Come join our hundreds of daily readers and let's step into our new day together with my lighthearted, Pollyannic approach. I would be honored if you'd allow me into your heart and head where you are sure to be delighted and inspired. Text me over your email address to 704-618-7993 for your daily dose of happiness and reassurance that life is pretty darn awesome. Welcome back, everybody, to The Good Soul. I'm Patti, and this is my counterpart, Mr. Manny Alvarez.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Right on, yeah.
So this theme for segment 3 is cultivating character through daily actions and relationships. I'm going to say that again. Cultivating character through daily actions and relationships. Practice with virtue. Don't just talk about it. Don't talk about what a good person is. Just be one. That, again, was quoted by Marcus Aurelius.
Just do it, Nike.
This passage challenges us to embody virtues like kindness, courage, and justice through actions, not words. The Stoic emphasis on deeds over intentions. It's a reminder that small, consistent acts of goodness define character. I'm always very intentional about small acts. And for me, we can say small wins, but I always try really hard to make sure that my actions are aligned with my moral beliefs. And to me, if anybody could crack that code, it's smooth sailing. Like, you are living your best life, in my opinion. So in other words, I don't believe that I should have more than 2 glasses of wine in a sitting. And if I drink a bottle of wine, I feel bad and I'm in disalignment. And I think that's a really powerful thing to be able to recognize. That another good one too.
I recognize the outcomes, like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, in other words, if you know,
if I drink more than that, I'm gonna get sick. So let me. You know
yeah, of course.
The outcomes.
Yeah, and that's one, like, that's one way of looking at it. But let's just look at it from a psychological kind of ambition, self-worth perspective. Is that if you know you shouldn't do something, and you do it anyway on a regular basis, whether it involves eating or any type of addiction, gossip is a big one. That, to me, that's when I really get down. So if I'm down, like, I think about, like, oh, I'm down in the morning, like when I wake up, when I get the blues. Well, because something is in disalignment. I'm not doing something that I necessarily am morally aligned with, but I have to do it for whatever reason, whether it's a habit, if it's, whatever it is involving my business. We had a situation recently where there was a text, and we've all done this, but some worse than others.
Give it to the wrong person?
Went to the wrong person. And it wasn't me, thank God, but it was to somebody I love very much, and it was I don't know who I felt worse for, though, the person who sent the text or the person who got the text, because I almost felt worse for the person who sent the text.
No, because the person who sent the text, you always go, she said it, or he said it, or whatever said it. You know what I'm saying?
No, the person who sent the text.
That's the one should worry.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you
Exactly
said
what I'm
you said, and the one that's receiving it too. But the one that's receiving is like, you know,
yeah.
whoever
Well,
sent
it was
to me.
hurtful. It was hurtful towards her, but sort of hurtful. But you know what I said to the person was, you know, we don't think. You know, we all do that. So we can sit in judgment on the one who sent the text message, which we didn't do.
No,
we were compassionate. I think
got something to say about somebody, and you know,
we all do.
Bad day, and you know, just blurs out.
Yeah, and back to what we said on segment 1, it's always a reflection of something that's going on with you. I'm a firm believer that man sees in the world what lies within his heart. And if you are that angry, sure, people do things to make you angry, but if you are angrier and want to spew about what's making you angry rather than pull yourself up by the bootstraps and figure out how you're going to combat this problem, whether it's political, if you don't like something that the president is doing, rather than sitting home and drinking wine and, you know, going on Facebook, complaining, go out and do something to make a difference. Yeah, and not only is it going to help the situation, but it's going to empower you more than anything. It's going to empower you. So back to what we were talking about earlier with the text thing. What the biggest thing I ended up saying to the person who was dealing with receiving the text was, what a lesson. What a lesson. Like, and
now I know.
And could you imagine?
You know what I'm saying? No. Now I know. So whoever sent that, now I know how you feel about me.
Well,
now I know how to readjust my feelings towards you.
No.
So I mean, let it go, but you're still not.
Hang on. That's what did we just say?
I understand.
People's opinions of us are
doesn't
none
matter.
of our business.
I understand that. So you're not going to act more cordial. She said,
sure,
all right,
you're going to love him
this
even
person,
more.
I don't know about loving him more.
Sure.
If the person dislikes me, okay,
No,
that's
it
fine.
wasn't a
Like,
matter of
remember how I
dislike.
say, you know,
It wasn't dislike.
but you know what I'm saying. If you're going that far with it, so it wasn't dislike. I'm just saying, if you go that far with it, then I don't know.
No, it wasn't dislike. It was an opinion. It was a silly. It wasn't even.
Yeah, then that's the stuff you let go, blow off.
Exactly.
Whatever. Yeah.
My issue, and this is something I grapple with on the regular, and I deal with it at the studio sometimes when I think maybe I've upset somebody, and I feel like if I upset somebody, I don't want to say there's cliques at the studio, but definitely you see people kind of
this heard, that heard, that
and
heard,
I
this
feel
heard.
like if I sometimes did something to upset one person, I start getting like, I don't want to say the cold shoulder, but I get a funny feeling from usually like the people that hang around them.
Crowd, yeah.
We went through this with our neighbors that are gone, that we could say
we don't care.
We don't care what they okay, we care. I don't want anybody to not like me, but they don't like us, and we were fine with that. What bothered me was I always feel like the other neighbors, probably they threw shade at us to the other neighbors, and the other neighbors are all nice
they're great people.
Everybody's all really
nice.
Oh
yeah, they're
but
all pumped up.
I feel this awkwardness around. I just can't wait to get to know and get closer with.
Shout out to our new neighbors.
And our new neighbors who bought the
Awesome.
house from the people. And I wish the people who moved away, I totally
all the
wish
best,
them well.
all the
Absolutely.
best, all the best.
I'm so
Always.
sad. I'm like, I want another chance. But our new neighbors are incredible.
They're down
really
there. No, real good people, man.
So speaking
I'm excited
of,
about it too. That's a new adventure for us too.
Yes.
And it makes the whole area right there like brighter.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah,
even
when
the
you
grass
pull
looks
into your
greener.
house and when your neighbor doesn't like you, it's like every time I'd back into the garage, I'd be like, oh.
Or they're pulling out at the same time.
So awkward.
Like, oh,
I felt bad for them too because they were there.
Yeah, but if they have them feelings, it's the way they,
I know.
it's okay.
Anyway,
and again, it's all the best, all the best, all the best.
Next on, moving on. Number 6, be a good companion. What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. This passage encourages us to support others through life's shared struggles with compassion and presence. The call to be a steady, empathetic companion rather than trying to fix others' pain is about showing up authentically. this is a big one for me. This is huge. So I forget what Molly was saying. My daughter Molly, not Molly Jane, was saying to me, this was probably 2 years ago. She was upset about something and she was sharing a story with me. And immediately, especially because she's my daughter, I get into, repair mode and I whip out my toolkit and I'm like, all right, Molly, do this, do that, say this, say that. I'll do this, you do that. And she was like, Mom, I don't need you to fix the problem. I just need you to listen to me.
A lot of people just want that too. Get off my chest.
Yeah. Well, if you're having a big problem and you're sad, you're at that like initial moment where you just kind of hit the ground and you're like head in hands. Call somebody like, wow, I'm sad, listen to what just happened, and they start throwing action plans at you, it's premature. Sure, we need to troubleshoot and figure out how we're going to navigate our way through the situation, but first, just let me cry, for Christ's sake. Just let me cry, let me be sad. Maybe it'll take an hour, maybe it'll take 3 days, maybe it'll take 3 months, 3 years, but when I'm ready, I'll come to you and we're going to respond to this, and no sooner.
That's why I go, I'll be right back.
With the kids?
With everybody. I try to walk away without jumping the gun anymore. So another thing, Tommy, patience.
I'm not talking about a conflict. I'm talking about somebody sad. Dad, my boyfriend broke up with me.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, my God.
I never push it. Yeah, and when they do that, I'm always like, I always listen. What you got? What's the matter?
You're a great listener.
What's the matter? Tell me.
Yeah,
and then if they ask for something, I'll give them my opinion 100%. I always try to help, too.
Yeah.
Always try to help.
You troubleshoot me a little too much. Not so much with, like, problems, but we've talked about this on episodes where I think you kind of underestimate what I'm capable of doing. So, like, if I go to do something...
I do not. I prop you up all the time. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying you don't think I'm amazing, but you're very traditional in your kind of male-female... Oh, hello. When I bought the hose spigot, and you're like, don't buy that stuff without checking with me first.
No, I said, no, I didn't. The way you say stuff, your presentation is unbelievable. It's like me. No, I didn't say it like that, first of all. It's all a joke and a jest. I know what's more pressure. Okay, when it comes to tools, you're going to know more than me. Okay. I'm just saying stay in your lane. That's all I'm saying.
I'm saying tools aren't my lane.
It's not that.
You
don't like tools. You like books. I like tools. I work with tools every day.
I like.
If I could, I would work with them every day. That is.
Okay, but I can have a relationship with tools too.
I didn't say you couldn't, but if you're buying something new, at least talk to me. And if it has to do with a tool, obviously I might have an opinion that might be, do a better product for the same price, or cheaper, or more powerful. Okay. Like this one, there's another one. You get
the hose attachment.
It goes like this. It almost vibrates. So it spins.
I like my little hose.
I know, but this one it washes better. That's the whole point. It washes better. That's all.
It'll be harder.
Well, yeah, it's hard. The pressure's harder. The pressure's harder, and I'm doing this gyrate. Am I saying that right? And it like vibrates and it goes like almost in a circle. So it hits it, lets it go. Hits it, lets it go. So that's air and stuff, and that breaks up fast.
Okay.
But again, that's all I'm saying. You go, you said don't do. I never told you not.
Yes, you did. You said don't buy that stuff without checking with me.
I said, if you're going to buy that stuff, just check with me. No, and I didn't say it like that.
He said it. He meant it in a loving way.
I did, 100%.
It's just that deep voice and the way you talk sometimes.
Oh, but you know my voice.
Yeah. But the other thing I was going to say was, in your defense, at one point I'm out there and I'm hosing all the pollen off of everything, and I went inside
I changed the head on it because you didn't know that.
He hobbles outside and he touches it for 3 minutes.
I took the other head. You had to change the heads.
Yeah.
But you know more than me.
And then I turned it on and I hit the hose and I shot in Huntersville. So.
A lot more pressure. I told you.
It's so funny. Oh, that's
there
really
you go.
Cute. But
tools. That's all. I don't say nothing. When you're telling me, I ask you stuff when it comes to literature or something. I always, hey, is that the right? About
literature, grammar. Is that what you mean?
Literature, grammar, everything. Just make sure I'm saying it right. Make sure I'm spelling it right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do my best, and especially at my age with kids and siblings and family members and so forth, I'm going to do my best to try to be a better listener to those around me. Will you hit your phone really quick? I'm sorry to do this to you, but
the face thing, you know what I'm saying?
Cut. All right. Guys, we'll see you. It's segment 4, letting go of the past and future to live fully now. So don't go away. We'll see you in a few minutes. Who isn't looking to get happy and healthy and empower themselves in an extraordinary fitness community? At Good Soul Hot Yoga, we offer life-changing yoga, strength training, cycling, and relaxing therapeutic classes that will make everything in your life feel better. For some power, balance, and peace of mind, we will deliver. Come experience our spa-like wonderland in the center of Mooresville. We will become your happy place. Welcome back, everybody, to The Good Soul. We are Mr. and Mrs. Manny Alvarez, and we are talking today the Daily Stoic, based on the work of philosopher Marcus Aurelius and the works of course, his legendary book, Meditations. We're down to our last two biggest takeaways, but we could probably go through this every day and not get enough.
Oh, there's a lot more out of that.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's 365 of them.
There you go.
Well, 66 if you count.
It's hard to choose 8. That's why you said 8. Your favorite 8. I was like, oh.
Don't get caught in regret. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. This passage focuses on letting go of past mistakes by focusing on the present moment's opportunities. The freedom of releasing guilt and shame to act wisely now. It's about progress, not perfection.
Okay.
Do you have a regret?
You stopped for a second. I thought, ooh.
Yeah.
I thought you were thinking about something.
I
That's
was
something to
debating whether
say.
I was going to say this regret.
Do I regret? No. Well, you said that like we were just talking. I don't know regret. Regret, like I wish I never got in the car. And if I would have thought about it more, I would have never gotten that car when I got in that car accident. But you say that's not a regret. It's what happens. So if that's not regret, then no, everything made me who I am, I guess. You know. So regret. I shouldn't have done a lot of things. But again, that's how you gonna learn if you don't mess up.
Well, and the story continues to unfold. It's like Benjamin Button. It's one of my favorite scenes of any movie when she breaks her back. She gets in the accident and she gets hit by the car. And it's like if the taxi driver didn't drop his matches.
And this is It's just regrets. You're saying my thing, like the MS is not a regret. Well, it's a regret. I wish I never got it, but it's not a regret. It's just something I don't want. A car accident, it happened. It's a regret. I knew I shouldn't have gotten it. I felt something. If that's a regret, I don't know. Is that a regret? You know what I'm saying? No, I felt like I shouldn't have gotten that car.
You shouldn't have gotten the car.
That's what I'm saying. I felt it. I was like, man,
great example.
I'm buzzed. I can't drive. So somebody else is driving, only had one beer, supposedly, and on the way home, okay. But I looked, I was like, I don't know.
Did they test her blood alcohol content?
Yeah, she was right on the border.
So did she get a DWI or did she not? Okay. I feel bad for the poor girl. I mean, it's a sad story.
I don't. I'm still, I don't even like, I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it.
Neanderthal, raised in a house with 3 boys versus like the feminine raised in a house with 3 girls. Like because I'm a forgiver. I mean, I'm totally somebody
it's not that. It's just you drove too fast. You were doing stupid crap. You shouldn't have been doing it.
Was she flirting?
She
did have Manny Alvarez sitting next to her.
No, I don't know what was that. Whatever. I was going home.
Be honest. Was she though? Was it like a hookup situation?
No, I was on my way home.
Are you Well, I don't care. I won't be mad. I mean,
no, they might have liked me. They might have liked me. I don't know, but I was going home to meet somebody else.
Nervous.
I was meeting somebody else.
I'm not. Oh, another girl. Casanova.
I don't want to tell you who it is.
And I'm sure I know who it is.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't care.
You know who it is.
Is it your ex-wife?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's sweet. I love who it is. Now, I just got a lump in my throat. That's a good story then. Aw. So you were with Joanne when you had the accident? Just. I had no idea. Oh, I can't wait to
just
go
because
over that
I
with
went.
her.
That's when I went to Missouri.
After the accident?
Yeah, and she came down there.
So you guys were... Did she live in Missouri?
No, she just came to visit.
Oh, I didn't know you guys were together by the accident. Oh, I can't wait to talk to her
That's right when we met.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, his ex-wife is officially like one of my favorite people, and I would say one of my closest friends. So I didn't know any of that. Well, that's sweet. Okay,
well, I hope that's my memories, right?
Who knows if
Remember the accident messed me all up. I don't know.
Who knows if that accident didn't happen, that you two wouldn't have fallen so deeply in love and gotten married. And look at, that's right. It's very important.
That's what I'm saying. I don't, with anything, I don't regret anything. Our girls were the best.
I know.
You know,
They're
so
the best.
yeah, you
It's a
know, so
beautiful
yeah,
story.
why regret? You know,
I'm very emotional. I didn't know
all right.
that. I didn't know you guys were together.
we weren't. We just met,
I know,
literally.
but still,
I don't know,
you were-
maybe a
okay,
week or
so
2
you were
weeks
together.
before.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Maybe
didn't
more. I don't
that.
know.
That
You know,
makes
I
me
don't know. It's so
beautiful.
long ago.
So I was going to tell you my regret, and then you're like, I want to talk about it. But that I have to believe that everything happens for a reason, but the person that I was with before I met you, between you and Mark, was somebody I almost choose to never talk about. He's since passed away, but he was just not a nice person.
Like I said, that's just me though. I don't talk about that. You know, you really. I'll bring it up when somebody asks me, but I don't like talking about anything. I don't like talking about my
Do you mind
mess.
if I finish my story?
Yeah, I cut you right off, didn't I? I'm so sorry. So sorry.
That's okay. I love you.
Go ahead, kiddo.
No, it's like I knew it was wrong, and I think that women specifically could learn from this story. I knew it was wrong, and he had no desire to meet my family. Of course, he was nice to Molly, because at the time Molly was probably, I don't know, 6, 7 years old, and he had a lovely son who he brought into my world, who I don't talk to anymore, but I adore to this day. But he was such a damaged,
All right. And
not a
anyway,
good person.
You want to
And
go on?
me but what drove me, like we were at the tail end of our relationship. He was living in Los Angeles, and what drove me to that party where I met you that night, all that stuff, none of this would have happened. I wouldn't be sitting here.
There you
It's
go. That's
all
the question
part of
you
the
asked
unfolding.
me. You asked me the question, do I regret anything? Regret? I don't know.
No.
The word regret is, yeah. It's
And
just,
that's
I wish I
exactly
never
what-
got it. I wish I never got MS. I wish I never got in a car accident. But yes, that's all.
But a lot of that
Again, that's what you're saying. It's not regret. Again, I shouldn't have gotten in a car. I knew I shouldn't have, kind of. You know, I knew I kind of shouldn't have. So regret, yeah, okay. That's one.
Okay, number 8.
Go on.
This is big, and I want
Let
you
her
to
rip.
hear me loud and clear.
Oh boy, I'm in trouble then.
Begin again every day.
Oh.
Each day provides its own gifts. This closing passage celebrates the fresh start each morning offers to live with purpose and with gratitude. The idea that every day is a new chance to align with your values. It's an optimistic call to keep growing.
It's true.
It
Because
is.
because you know, yeah, I get where he's coming from, yeah.
I
They
think
keep
you
growing.
ground-
Exactly.
I
It's not.
think
It's not
you-
even explained because it's explanatory right there.
I think you groundhog yourself a little bit.
What do you mean groundhog?
Every day you wake up and you're like, oh, it's the morning. It's the morning for me.
No,
It's the
I wake up
morning.
in the morning and I go, oh crap! My
struggle.
belly wakes me up right away. I wake up. Then when I got it and I lay there because I can't sleep, so I just lay there and it's all crazy hours and day
But
and
you
night.
get to lay there with the dogs, and you get to look out.
If it was my idea, the dogs wouldn't be on the bed.
You love it.
You love it. I told you I'd put 2 beds. They would sleep, on 2 nice beds. But over there, not on my
Let me
bed.
tell you something. I hope that someday we have 4
No way.
dogs, and there's all
No
4 of
way.
them are going to be on the bed.
There's no room as it is.
We'll get one of those.
I take
really
the whole side of the
big
room.
beds.
You know me, I lay on my back. I don't move, and that's it. But I take the whole side of the bed. And where are they going to fit?
I see you constantly hugging and loving
Yeah,
on
but that's
them.
yeah. And then I'd
the
kick them
middle
off.
of
All
the-
right, it's time to go to bed. Go to your beds.
They have to go on my side. They lie. So we have a Tempur-Pedic split king, and they lay in the middle of the hot
They
dog
go like this.
bun. They lay in our hot dog bun. It's so
Yeah,
cute.
between the creases. Yeah, the hot dog
Yeah.
bun. That's
But
funny.
begin every day, and it's so important.
I do, but that's what I do. Begin every day. You say that, and that's what I do with the shade. I say it every time, but enough already. But yeah,
think-
look at
but-
the shade, and I say begin every day. And okay, let's do this again. Come on.
I think you do, and I'm going to keep saying it again, that you exhibit more strength and fortitude that I've seen in just about anybody that I know.
Nice.
I would
That's
love
nice.
to see you start, like, maybe keeping this next to the bed, and as soon as you wake up to open your eyes and turn to something that's
It's
gonna
good in
make
the
you
water
feel-
closet.
Or you can even, there's apps, like I've
The
been
water
listening on the
closet.
Halo
Oh, God.
app. I'm listening to the Bible in 365 days, which has been, I'm still on the Old Testament, and no offense.
You're
to
listening to the
anybody.
Bible in 365 days.
Yeah,
Is that what you're
so
saying?
from the Old Testament up to, I'm on, it's today's day 124.
And
of
how
the-
many pages in it?
I'm listening.
I don't know how many pages. Well, how many?
300. It divides the Bible up.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is it
into
365 pages?
365 days? I don't know.
That's what I'm asking you. Was it? Is that okay?
It's an app.
Yes, yeah.
And it's by Halo, and it's Father Mike Schmitz, who I adore, and I cannot wait. I know I'm going to meet him someday. But my point is, rather than putting on the news, like there's no way I'm listening to the news first thing in the morning, especially now. But to create rituals for yourself every day that are going to put you in alignment with some form of joy and set you in the right mindset. And it's those little victories, I think, that uplift you, that no matter what you're going through in life, whether it's a big challenge or something really small and it puts you down, that something as simple as, changing a light switch cover, or for me, fixing something in the house, or
maybe not a cover, but how about a switch? Give me a little more credit than the cover.
Yes, it's more than the cover. You give me, yes. So, guys, I want to thank you for being here today, and I speak on behalf of both of us when I say how much we appreciate having you guys, and if you made it this far in the episode that you're listening, we love that. Just remember, key takeaways: controlling perceptions, embracing obstacles, living virtuously, and staying present, right? And this information and these philosophies, they really can transfer your life, your marriage, your relationships with your kids.
The Daily Stoic.
So I encourage you guys to pick up the Daily Stoic, reading one passage a day. And share them with your friends and loved ones. I must have given this book out at least a half a dozen times to people who I think would enjoy it and benefit from it. So, guys, keep coming back, right? Keep coming back. Keep your soul good, your stoicism even better. Like, watch, share, subscribe, and we're just going to keep giving you guys good stuff.
Keep giving it.
We'll see you next time on The Good Soul. We love you. Thanks for being here. Peace.